common to hear people say, I'm spiritual but not religious. And I think when people say that, what they're expressing is a sense that they believe that there's something beyond themselves. They're not an atheist, but they don't want to be attached to any religious label. I think they're expressing something that many of us, maybe most of us, feel, that when we think about our lived experience, we think there's got to be more to this than just molecules and atoms. We have this very real sense of who we are. Feel something maybe like what Descartes expresses, I think, therefore I am. I think too, people who say I'm spiritual but not religious are expressing a kind of anger or frustration with religious institutions or churches. I think understandably because of the history of some religious institutions with abuse and care homes, abuse of people they were supposed to be caring for, that frustration exists. Christian politicians who seem to heighten sectarianism rather than be involved in reducing it. You might want to say something like Gandhi says, I like your Jesus Christ, but I don't like your Christians. Your Christians are so unlike your Christ. Well, what might a Christian say in response to this? First of all, it might be worth knowing or noting that the Bible records that Jesus saved his most stern words for religious insiders, for religious leaders who had people in binds and bonds because of the rules they've made up. I think too, we want to go to the heart of what Christianity says, which is distinct from all other religions, that Jesus was God himself on the earth, that God became a man. And I think the implications of that are profound for somebody who says, I'm spiritual but not religious. That Jesus actually came to restore a relationship with the Maker. That we were to be restored to God who's our creator. I think there's particularly three elements to that might be helpful. The first is this: if Jesus really is God on the earth, then what it means is that God is knowable. He's not some vague spirit out there. Jesus said, if you want to know the Father, then look at the Son. Secondly then, if Jesus is God himself on the earth, who came and suffered and died to restore humanity to their Maker, it tells us that we have incredible value. Every man, woman, child who ever lived has extraordinary value to God. You are spiritual, you have a soul, and you matter to God. And then thirdly, if Jesus is God on the earth, well then we should probably listen to him. As Bono said from U2, I think he said it sometime in the last century, he said, if Jesus is God himself, then what he says isn't just advice, it's the truth to live by. And Jesus says things like, come follow me. Your life needs to have direction, a Godward direction. So why would we listen to Jesus? Why would we listen to what God has to say? Imagine you'd bought a smartphone and you went into the shop where you bought it and you said to the woman who was on the desk there, I'm returning my smartphone, it's not doing what I want it to do. She says, well, tell us about that. You say, I've attached it to the ceiling in my kitchen, I got a whole lot of smoke going to test it in the kitchen, and it hasn't beeped or set an alarm off once. The woman in the shop will look at you and think, what's wrong with this person? You see, a smartphone is designed for a specific purpose by its creator. It's not there to just be used however we want to use it. And it's the same with people. There is a specific reason for our creation and our design. There's a creator and a designer behind it all. It's God himself. If Jesus really is God on the earth, we should listen to him and follow him. There's a possibility of us being restored to our Maker, to flourishing and having satisfaction in the very core of who we are.